us now, especially with the choices, so many choices that we have, and our brain's like, well, this is too many choices. Let's just do what everybody else is doing. That's, so I think that's kind of what's going on.
Yeah, but I don't want to go too far in thinking, because you have some people that go the extreme and say, I am a minimalist and I am happy with less.
Yeah.
I am happy with almost nothing. And granted, and I don't want to misrepresent people who are minimalists and things like that. I never met a minimalist that says, I live in an apartment with nothing in it. It's just me just sleeping on the ground, and I'm happy to be a minimalist.
Might as well
you
be
know,
homeless.
you know what I mean? Like, you know what? Like, I have one pillow, I have one cover. Y'all not happy because y'all have three pillows. Exactly. Like, it's like, no, but I don't want to swing so far to the extreme to say choices are like multiple choices are bad. If you even think of, like, of course, I'm taking it back to school. My favorite test when I did take tests back in the school was multiple choice. I hated the ones where I had to fill in the blank, because the fill in the blank meant I had to know what I'm talking about and I had to be sure of my answer to the point where I had to fill it in. With multiple choice, it kind of helps you like, is it this? You do process of elimination. And I'm like, the world, maybe I can explain it in a question. Is the world better today in 2021 than it was even in 2010? Outside of the pandemic.
I would say yes.
I would say yes too.
Yeah.
And I was like, because it's just steady evolving. Things are not getting taken away from my opinion. What? What? What's going on?
So two things. The metaphor you use, right? The multiple choice question. Would you rather have true, false? For multiple choice, or the multiple choice, this would be a unique question, be 20 multiple choice.
Oh, no. I don't want 20 multiple choice. I want true, false.
Okay. So that's kind of what I was going. Okay. The more choices you have, the harder it is to know, am I making the right decision? I think that's the problem that a lot of people have with a lot of choices. They want to make the right decision. Every time you go into the store, you want to make, even when you go grocery shopping, it's like, am I going to eat this or am I not? And if you have all these stuff here, it's like, should I get this barbecue chips? Should I get honey barbecue chips? Should I get spicy barbecue chips?
I like the spicy.
And you might as well get all three. So, but I think it's just the more choices you have. Back to your question about, is the world getting better? Yes, but I think it's, and this is I guess a different podcast episode. Yes, but there are things that are happening behind the scenes that people don't know about.
That is not good.
That's going to crack. I'm trying to tell you. I think in the next 2-3 years, it's about to get scary.
Prophesy, go ahead.
But for example, like, even though, life is a little bit easier, you can communicate with loved ones. Technology is booming. People are struggling with money more so than ever. Like, the fact that,
it's funny because it seems like there's more jobs today, but there's still a lot of more unemployed.
Everybody's hiring, but nobody's can find a job.
Exactly.
That's weird. 2, this is something that I read recently. In 2020, they produced 40% of all the money that ever been produced in history of the U.S.
In the history of the U.S.
In 2020. By now, 80%. So we went from 4%? Not 4. We went from about $4 to $5 trillion in circulation in the U.S. economy to about $20 trillion. Have you seen some of that $1 trillion?
No.
Have I seen some of that $1 trillion? Maybe it's doing loans forgiveness and stuff, but
maybe
that, but not it's just a little bit. Where all these $1 trillion are going? So right now, the rich are getting rich. But the middle class and the lower class are like flatline since like 1970s. So things seem to be progressing, but when you start looking at the numbers, when you start looking at people's individual lives, it seems like the richer are super progressed, and we're just getting kind of better. But people are still struggling with food. People are still struggling with housing. People are still struggling with jobs. Things that you think with technology and all these things that are happening, it should be a lot easier. People still struggling with health insurance. People still struggling with health.
Just in general.
So it's
but that's the thing about it. I guess the scale over the eyes is like, oh, look at us, we so progressive. Yeah. We talk about mental health and like, so I'm thinking like, oh, because we're talking about mental health, that's going to benefit, let's say, therapists. Mm-hmm. That's going to benefit counselors. Mm-hmm. That's going to open up more choices and options because things are getting more out there in the open.
That's true.
And I'm guessing that's the good part of the progressiveness of, I guess, our world. But you saying, but there's an underlier. There's a
where we talking about therapy, but the people that are doing therapy are the rich and the celebrities.
And usually, you want your insurance to cover therapy because it's expensive.
And so are most poor people doing therapy?
Probably not.
Don't they need it the most? So it's like, we talking about all these different things, but I feel like it is making society better. That's why I was like, yes, but I don't know if it's real. It might just be lip service, but that's neither here or there. Maybe we talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, no, with all these choices that we do have, though, I think it's important to really know who you are and know what you stand for, because and I think also just being satisfied with the choice you make.
It's hard though.
Is it?
It's hard. Even because social media plays a big part in that. It makes it easy. Even some of the tweets I see from on my timeline, or just the normal, like, oh, I dumped this person because they didn't remember my birthday or something like that. Yeah. To make it so, it's like things are so replaceable these days, or things make it seem so replaceable that it's kind of like you kind of feel good in having all these options because it makes it seem like, oh, I should just get another person. I should get another girl. I should get another guy, and things like that. It's kind of like a job, quitting a job. People make quitting the job seem like so.
They do.
So like, you know what? I don't like this. I'm quitting my job.
Yeah.
But there's some people who
they tell you, give you advice like, just quit your job. Yeah. Start a business. It's like, what business should I start that?
But for some people, more than not, some people quit their job and they're without work for 6, 9, 1 year. Yeah. Dude, like you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, because it's that illusion of there's options, and granted, there's choices out there.
Yeah.
But it's hard to be sound in your decision if you don't know yourself, or if you're just not even happy with yourself. Like with me, I know there's things about me that is not cool, that's not up to par, that's below average. But I love myself. You get what I'm saying? Like, I love the totality of who I am. Yeah. And this is not...
I love you too, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Right? But...
I can't get one.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Right? But my thing is, it's always something better. Dude, you get what I'm saying? Like, there's always something... There's always a better car you can get. Mm-hmm. There's always a better job you can have. There's always a better house you can live in. Yeah. There's always a better husband you can have. There's always a better wife you can have. Yep. So it's like, it's hard to, when social media make it feel so close and so real that I can obtain these things, to be like, if I can get better, why? People call it settling. Don't settle. You know what I mean? Don't settle.
I remember that. Remember when I won my dream car? Enjoy it. I remember it. And he was like, you want M2 BMW? Get the i8. Matter of fact, get the Lamborghini. I was like, those are nice cars. But I don't want a Lamborghini. I just want M2 BMW. That's all. I just need a little 2-seater. Not that goes too fast.
2-seater.
2-seater BMW.
You don't want your kids to ride in it at all? Oh, sorry. I apologize.
I don't want to be, hey, man, can you come pick me up? I got my girl with me. I'm sorry, man. Or, hey, man, can I ride with you? So, I got my book bag. Okay. Where I'm going to put my book bag? But yeah, no, I think you're right. I think the fact that, you know, people, I think there's a mindset of always moving up.
Yeah.
And never being okay or content. I think being content.
It's literally the pyramid scheme of life.
Yeah.
It's literally.
Wow.
It's literally
multi-level marketing.
That's basically what it is.